There is a moment. It happens twice a year, sometimes more. The world holds its breath. In buzzing pubs from Dublin to Dubai, in crowded squares from Buenos Aires to Beijing, everything stops. This is not just a football match, it is an event. It is a story told in shouts and whispers, in cheers and tears. It is ElClásico. The game between Real Madrid and FC Barcelona is more than 90 minutes of sport. It is a spectacle that captures the imagination of millions upon millions of people. It is a global phenomenon that transcends borders, languages, and cultures, uniting them all in a shared passion. The television screens light up, the stadiums roar, the weight of history hangs heavy in the air. You can feel the immense pressure on the shoulders of the 22 players on the pitch. They are not just playing for 3 points, they are playing for pride. They are playing for their city, for their region, for their fans. They are carrying the hopes and dreams of generations. Every great story needs a beginning. The story of ElClásico begins with the birth of two football clubs at the turn of the 20th century. In the heart of Spain, in the capital city, Madrid Football Club was born in 1902. It was a club of the establishment, close to the center of Spanish power. In 1920, King Alfonso XIII granted the club his royal patronage. It was then that they became Real Madrid, the Royal Madrid. Meanwhile, in the northeast, another story was unfolding. In 1899, a Swiss man named JoanGarcia placed an advertisement in a local newspaper. He wanted to form a football club in Barcelona. A group of Swiss, English, and Catalan enthusiasts answered his call. Thus, Football Club Barcelona was born. From its inception, it was different. It quickly became a symbol of Catalonia, a region with its own distinct language, culture, and identity. The club was an expression of Catalan pride. Real Madrid, in their immaculate white kits, played with a style that was seen as powerful and direct. They were the team of the capital, the embodiment of a unified central Spanish state. FC Barcelona became más que un club, more than a club. Their stadium was a sanctuary where the Catalan language could be spoken freely, where the Catalan flag could be flown with pride. Two clubs, born just a few years apart, were already on a path to collision. The rivalry between Real Madrid and Barcelona was not born in a vacuum. It was forged in the fires of Spanish history. The Spanish Civil War, from 1936 to 1939, and the subsequent dictatorship of General Francisco Franco, changed everything. Franco's regime promoted a vision of a centralized, unified Spain. It suppressed regional identities, including the Catalan culture that FC Barcelona so proudly represented. The regime saw Real Madrid, the club of the capital, as a perfect vehicle for promoting Spain's image on the international stage. Their success in Europe during the 1950s was celebrated by the state as a victory for Spain. In Catalonia, FC Barcelona became an even more powerful symbol of resistance. The CampNou stadium was one of the few places where people could gather and express their Catalan identity without fear. A victory over Real Madrid was not just a sporting triumph, it was a moral victory. It was a moment of defiance, a declaration that their culture and identity were alive and well. The rivalry was no longer just about football, it was about freedom, identity, and the right to be different. Every match was layered with meaning. If politics provided the fuel, one man's transfer was the spark that ignited the explosion. His name was Alfredo Di Stefano. In the early 1950s, he was one of the greatest players in the world. Both Real Madrid and Barcelona wanted to sign the Argentine superstar. What followed was one of the most controversial and complicated transfer sagas in football history. The Spanish Football Federation came up with a bizarre solution. They ruled that Di Stefano would have to play for both clubs, alternating between them for 4 seasons. Barcelona, frustrated and feeling cheated, pulled out of the deal in protest. This act of defiance left the path clear for Real Madrid to sign Di Stefano outright. With Di Stefano leading the charge, Real Madrid entered a golden age. They won the first 5 European Cups, dominating football in a way no club had ever done before. For Barcelona fans, he was the ultimate symbol of what they had lost. The Di Stefano affair created a deep and lasting wound. It cemented the narrative that the system was rigged against them. The rivalry was now deeply personal. It was the moment that turned a fierce rivalry into a bitter feud. Over the decades, unforgettable matches transformed ElClásico into a legendary global showdown. In 1974, a Barcelona team led by the magical Johan Cruyff traveled to the SantiagoBernabéu and won 5-0. For Catalans, it was a symbolic moment of liberation. The modern era has seen the rivalry reach a new level of intensity, largely thanks to two players, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Their personal duel became the defining narrative of El Clásico for over a decade. Memorable scorelines are etched into the minds of fans. Each match was packed with drama, controversy, and moments of genius that became legendary images. For many years, the match was simply known as El Derby. The term El Clásico, meaning the classic, began to gain popularity in the early 2000s. The name was borrowed from South America's SuperClásico. As the Spanish rivalry grew into a global media event, it needed a name that reflected its epic status. El Clásico was the perfect fit. The name is simple, elegant, and understood across different languages. The match was a showcase of the most talented footballers on the planet. The name validated the spectacle. It told the world that this was the pinnacle of club football, the game you had to watch. In the end, what makes El Clásico the ultimate showdown? It is the perfect storm of ingredients. It is the clash of two of the biggest clubs in football history. It is the rivalry between two great cities, each with a powerful sense of its own importance. It is a story that has been passed down through generations, a family tradition where your allegiance is decided at birth. You inherit your club like you inherit your eye color. It is part of who you are. The rivalry is kept alive by the constant back and forth, the eternal struggle for supremacy. In a way, Real Madrid and Barcelona need each other. Their greatness is defined by their opposition. For fans around the world, El Clásico offers everything you could want from a sporting contest: incredible skill, high drama, and moments of pure magic. Watching El Clásico is a shared experience that connects hundreds of millions of people at the same moment. It is more than a game. It is a cultural treasure, a sporting epic that continues to write new chapters with every match. It is the heartbeat of Spanish football and a spectacle that stops the world. As long as there is a Real Madrid and a FC Barcelona, there will be El Clásico. And as the whistle blows for the next encounter, we will all watch, captivated once more by football's greatest showdown.